Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Yacach. Starting a new series called Before You Jump Series. And I have some lovely couple that will be interviewing, some lovely couple that will be talking to. And I want you to be part of Yacach. Don't miss any episode that is coming up on this month of February. I tell you, you're gonna have some. We're doing various couples from before they jump, just after they've jumped, and like older couples. We're interviewing a lot of people just to have a feel of where they are, in their relationships. And there's a lot of nuggets to learn from. So join us, and if you haven't gotten this book, please get this book before you jump. It's a powerful book. It's not necessarily for those who are just about to get married, but even those who are married, you can read this book, refresh yourself in your marriage. And listen, marriage is very serious. It's a commitment. It's something that will be with you for the rest of your life. So make sure that you are walking in it right and your relationships are really nice and God-centered. So join us in this Before You Jump series, and God bless you. I'll see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Yacach. Come, let us reason together. I'm excited because I've got one of the oldest couples in CICC, Jeff and Millicent, with us today, and we are going to talk about their journey of marriage as we've been doing in this Before You Jump series. We just want to talk to them and see their journey so far, where they started, and where they find themselves now. So welcome, Jeff and Millicent.
Thank you.
I know they are nervous, but don't let it fool you. These guys are very warm people. Millicent, Millicent is one of the oldest members of CICC. She was here before in the swimming pool church. She was one of the oldest. In fact, she was the first CTU leader. She was the first Sunday school teacher and teaching Pastor Kieran and Co. And Phoebe, yeah. So, Jeff, I'll start with you. Why, Millicent? You are a very calm guy, very quiet, introspective. Millicent is very loud, very noisy. Why, Millicent? Why attracted you to her?
It's a very simple answer to that question. Very simple.
Okay.
I met Millicent, we started talking, and we were a group of friends. So we just a friendship, group of friends. So we started just talking, and we're talking more between ourselves. And I had that feeling, there's somebody I can vibe with, I can go forward with.
Okay.
That's it. And things led to other things and other things. So that's basically what it was.
Okay, Millicent, why Jeff?
Why Jeffrey? I think one of the things that drew me closer to Jeffrey was respect in terms of communications. I think when I met him, whenever you're talking to him, you realize that he has the person he's speaking to at heart. And his choice of words were very respectful. And one of the things I look out for when I'm talking to people is like, do you have me at heart and do you respect me enough? Yeah. That's one of the things that drew me closer to him. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So, having come this far, what would you say has been, how would you describe the journey? And if you were to advise a young couple who are thinking of getting married, what would you advise them do based on what the lessons you've learned?
You want to start first on that?
Go first.
All right, okay. There's this cliche, for want of a better word, to say that the very first few years of marriage is difficult. It wasn't like that in our case.
Okay.
So we never knew that. We never saw it, at least from my point of view. There was no, first year was good, second year was good, third year was good, and ongoing. So I kept looking out. When is that time? When
The
is that
bad
time?
vibe going to
when is that time? When is that time? You know, because it said that that's when you get to know each other. You're getting to know each other and everything. Yeah. But for me and the way we related, there was nothing. It's just be like, okay, now the only difference we are living together. That's the only difference, and that was it. But to go on from there, I remember someone asked me from the office. It was about 3, 4, 5 months after. So I was married. And the first thing that came to my mind was, it's good because it's no more one head thinking. It's now two heads thinking. You know, you're getting all the support you need. There was one very funny story. I'll tell you that one. When we met, my car used to be quite dirty all the time, dusty. You know,
So you're going to have trouble with Millicent. She's a clean freak. That I can tell you.
He said, why don't you always wash? I said, when I go to the washing bay, I'll take it to the washing bay. And I said, you see, for me, I was just alone. I live alone. I have to trade 30 minutes of sleep to wash a car. And I wasn't prepared to do that. So I'd rather leave the house. Then I will stop quick. I do a quick spit stop, and then you wash it. You know when you
outside, you can't be bothered getting out.
And then you move on. So things like that, and then that's it. So with that kind of mindset where it was only me thinking, only me doing things, now you had that extra support. I had that extra support where if you are going to take a decision, you wanted to do something, there was that quick, immediate second opinion. You know, so. That it was good to have that kind of support.
Oh.
You know, yeah. And so that was for me. That was the very first thing that hit me. You know, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I think one of the things that I think I will tell people wanting to get married or maybe young couples is my grandmother said, marry someone that when you're really angry at the person and you see the person lying next to you, like, I'm actually angry at the person, but I'm
you don't feel like stabbing him.
If you are selecting somebody, be very comfortable with the person. Very, very comfortable. Like you argue, but like when you're asleep and you get up at midnight and you look at the person's face, like, don't worry, I'll forgive the person. And that's one of the things I look out for. Of course, we'll do arguments, but sometimes when I look at him, then I just forgive him.
First,
So
okay.
be comfortable with the person first. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Okay, so now let's move to, if children have come, you have two beautiful ladies with very big personalities. I mean, if you know their daughters, the daughters have some huge personalities, very strong. How has that been for you, and how has that affected your relationship?
We need to consider them first in everything that we do.
Exactly.
And they'll voice out their opinion first.
Especially in this country.
Yes.
It's impacted like a couple of things in terms of timings on what we need to do. Everything has to be who's doing pickups. Will you be able to stay home and do this today? Of course, conversations around the two of us will still have it, but timings, projects you want to do, if you need to travel, any other thing you need to do, you need to consider them. But I think it's been a blessing to have them with us because it's taught us how to be very strong in terms of accommodating children, trying to like understand their perspectives of thinking. No shouting now at home. The youngest will be able to tell, Mommy, can you talk but don't shout? When you shout, I can't hear. So take your time.
Yeah, she'll say it.
Take your time and talk. Don't
And
get
she's
angry.
such a clever girl.
So it's giving me more extra patience now. That's one of the things I've learned from like having the kids, extra patience, because I need to be calculative now when I'm speaking to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So with the kids, you brought them from Ghana here. So what would you say has been the difference in them in the kids? I mean, the way you raised them, there was a family support, people around, and now you move them here. I know there's family support to an extent, but what has been the difference between how you were raising them in, say, a place like Africa and how you're raising them here?
If I would want, the first thing that stands out for me, well, first of all, they were very young before we left, so there wasn't too much of that. But the key thing is that when we're in Ghana and coming here, the key difference is that we're now more closer.
Okay.
We're closer now because Ghana was more, you had external family, so everybody would have a piece of them, so you're okay to, just, leave them around and play with aunties here, cousins here, and all that. But here, it's more nuclear, so you're more, with just yourselves as compared to having extra family,
I think the exposure is also one of the things in terms of things that they are exposed to in this country a lot.
Oh, right.
And I think the language we use in this country is different now because they're exposed to so many things. So you want to bring them up properly, but you need to use the language that they will understand the culture in this country and they will understand the culture that you have in back home. So we always need to make sure we are in between, not to let them feel like we don't want them to learn what's happening in this country, but we also want to instill the culture there.
Okay.
And that's one of the key things
So that's a bit tricky to navigate, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you are living in two worlds. You need to fit into the Ghana world, you need to fit into the England world. So it has to be a blend.
Oh, that's great. Well, how have you guys navigated vocation? I know your job takes you everywhere in the world, and sometimes when you're gone, he has to take the slack and all that. How's that dynamics? It's I know a lot about the background, so I'm just asking a question based on what I know about the background. But I think that it's going to benefit people who are going to be in similar situations. How have you dealt with, you're traveling, you've got to leave their girls?
Yeah.
I've been in that situation where early in the morning you have to plait hair. And I haven't got an idea of what to do.
And instruct you how to do it and all that.
I think one of the things when we had a sisters meeting, I told Reverend Gloria I learned how to ask for support. I wasn't used to asking support a lot, like back in Ghana, because I had other people who could offer, but not from Jeffrey. So we first sat down when I realized that traveling comes to the job, and I make sure I align with him, this is what they need to do after school. Of course, he knows all the things they need to do, but he also sometimes has to go to the office. He can't pick the kids, so we asked for support from other people. So I've got another mother here, Auntie Gloria. We asked support from them, but we are doing adjustments. We are always continually doing adjustments when it comes to that, Reverend. That one day.
I asked that question because I really wanted to aim at communication. In a marriage, sometimes communication becomes difficult because you take each other for granted and you think that, well, it's your child too. You have to go and you have to pick. And then if you don't communicate some of these things right,
That's true.
It becomes misunderstanding and it can become so. How has communication been in the marriage, and how conscious are you to articulate what you want from their partner?
I think for me, I think that with regards to Millie, we started well. When we were dating, we were talking, so that the communication wasn't a problem. But then there are certain things I like to do and how to do them. So I think one of the things I told her was the way I relate with you. If you send me a message, you call me. I'm stopping everything to attend to you. So please make sure that if you are calling me,
it must be important. Otherwise, you lose certain privileges.
So we started from there, and so right back from when we started dating, if I saw a missed call, and we had a misunderstanding where I'll share that with you. If you call and I cut the call, it means I can't talk.
Don't call again.
Send a message. If you call and I don't pick up, it's because I haven't seen it. So that's the kind of relationship we have. So when the call comes and I cut the call, then she knows that okay, he can't talk. Things like that, and then obviously to go into the details of how you. I mean, obviously, I've told her that look, I've spent so much time doing me, so. You need to know, let me know how you are so I can also relate. So that conversation has always been there. So we've always put that communication in terms of that. And she's by nature, if she needs you to hear something, you hear it.
She's the most choleric human being I know.
So if she's unhappy about something, she'll make you know.
Yeah, definitely.
If she's happy about it,
you would know.
It. So and it's not like you would know; she will make you know. So it's just the language. It's good or bad, not in middle. She'll let you know, and it's good. I mean, and again, some people may take offense, but I'm a guy who communicates. Yeah, if you don't like to say it. If you like to say it. If you don't want. So the one thing we banter about is the house. It's very important. So
because she being a choleric sometimes gives like authoritative and
yes,
and so, you are like whoa.
When you know that who the person is, you know that it's like you know that this is how it is, and so it's not in a negative way. It's okay. So now I mean, how many years now? So many years now. So you can distinguish which it is. But she says do this. She would add the how to do it. So it's easier for me.
Yeah.
It's easier. So it's different.
It's easier to obey orders when you know how.
Pick up, can you just bring this to me? Now this is this. What is this? But she makes it very plain. So you know that when you are walking in there to get whatever it has been asked of, you know exactly what you're doing. So those little things, and it's when you start on those that level, it grows bigger into the other stuff as well. So
it's very interesting the way you put it and the way you're talking. That sometimes couples don't take their time to study each other, to understand how each other works, and you can easily take for granted, or you can assume that this person, and so you are bumping heads on the how. Because the how was not described, exactly. And you haven't articulated that I need a how, so I know exactly what I'm doing. And then it can be a source of contention. Exactly. But once you know your partner, you know each other, you know that no, this person needs a how. So now that I've given the command, I'll have to go and give the how.
Yes, it makes it easy. I've got a nickname for him, but that's not for that.
Oh, I want to hear that one. I want that
one. Maybe one time you get sleep about there's a name I call it anyway. So.
I still say don't worry.
Asa. And I call it like that because it's a story that came from that. So and she respond. I mean, I'm sure when people if anybody a third party hears, we call her. The way she responds is like, there's no offense. Yes, So again, it's about knowing who you are with and making a conscious effort to say, look, I need to communicate properly. I need to make sure I understand you. You understand me. Yeah, that's what it's all about, really.
Now, what would you say about the communication?
I think one of the things...
or you do their commanding, so there's no other communication.
The thing is, it's not about commanding. Actually, whenever I know what I want, I just go for it straight away. That's me. I won't waste time beat around it. I need this. Can you help me with this, please? I actually need that particular thing, and that's it. But the way why he calls me at times, I will do something for you so that you sort it out for me. So he calls.
So every time she does something, you know that there's another. She doesn't do anything for free.
And it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. I've come to appreciate that a lot. So now, even when I'm dealing with other people, you're always looking out. I mean, there are days where I used to come from the office like, hey, and I said, look, you know what? Then I give her a story, and she's like, so I'm a good girl. I said,
I am. For that I know I am.
So you know, it starts from there. That communication is a key thing. It's what it is.
So, is there been an area that you've had to bump head, and it's like nobody was giving in, and it became like a stalemate? And how did you resolve such a difficult issue?
I'll start with the premise that when we got together, my whole system, knowledge-wise, was that I'm here to support you. You are here to support me. You built your life from going to primary school and going on and on. You had a target for your life in mind. So I'm not here to derail that. I'm here to support you to become the best of that. And you are here to get. So, so at the end of the day, it's always about debating. So when it comes to the point where, okay, there's a clash of ideas or a clash of whatever it is, then everybody now need to present their case, why it has to be done. So you come with your... And I think that
come with the evidence.
Why we need
better and good and better particulars.
So it's sometimes we'll get to the point where, okay, you know what? Let's put the rationality aside and let's go with, I mean, after the prayers and everything, after thinking through and all that. Yes, but it's what we do.
I think that's what he said. We always like to present our case because sometimes I'm like, you can't spend on this one. It's like, oh, I think it's good. I was like, okay, why is it good? And if we argue it out and yes, it's not good. But the thing is, I always win.
Of course, I know you always win. That's why your marriage is working.
I always win. Yeah, because I'll come with all the
your evidence and your facts. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to give you 60 seconds each to advise couples. Yeah, I mean, maybe some who are just gotten married and those who are thinking of marriage. What would be the best tip that will help them to enjoy a very good marriage, and not only that, to have. When I see your kids, I know they're happy. And that is an evidence of what is happening in the marriage, So just 60 seconds each.
I think one of the things I said to myself after counseling marriages, I always try and solve my issues with my husband. And I don't discuss my personal stuff with my parents because they love him so much. Even my family, I don't. And whenever even we argue, fight, whatever, I try to, even if we won't talk for some time, that's fine. But I always want to make sure that I solve the issue myself. Not that I pride myself like not taking my issue outside before, but I haven't. But it's one of the promises I made to myself that whatever the issue is, when I get up, I see him lying next to me. I was like, wow, I went for it myself. So I need to make sure I solve it because nobody pushed him to. We are from two different tribes, and it hasn't happened in my family before. So I actually went for it myself. So I would advise people who are yet to get married, if they are new, you do all your prayers and everything, but make it a constant thing that you will try and reason out with your husband. And one underlying thing whenever I'm doing my reason is I always respect him. For that, even if he annoys me, I will tell him what I need to tell him. But for the respect, I try to give it to him 100% because he is the head of the family. So respect, and make sure you try and solve issues yourself. Yeah.
60 seconds is too short.
That's all you have.
Again, it's communication and to know that love is not just a feeling; it's a decision as well. You choose to, you decide to love somebody, and it comes with a broader term, not just the lovey-dovey feeling or it comes with everything. So every day you choose to love somebody. Every day you choose to say that, look, this is my wife. I'm choosing to love you. So, and just treat a person like you would treat yourself. And it comes down to the basics of Christianity, which is you love yourself, you love God, love yourself, and then you love your neighbor like yourself, as yourself, probably more than yourself. But yeah, I mean, it just comes back to that. The way you prefer to be treated, treat the person that way. That's just it.
Wow. It's been great talking to this lovely couple, and I'm sure you learned something from what we've discussed so far. This has been the Before You Jump series on Yacach, and I think that we should do like couples, like a meeting, just us, so we can have a conversation, so that some of these things can be taken in details and taken on a longer conversation, so that people can help each other. Because sometimes I feel that we don't do this often, and a lot of people are struggling. That could be helped by people like you, because when they come from, oh yes, pastor, but when it's coming from from people like you, I think that it would help, especially like younger couples and everything. So we will definitely arrange something. But until I come your way, this has been your host, Pastor Chris, and I'll see you. Shalom, peace, God bless.